The gods have answered our call! Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you White Ra. He's in the yellow trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the east of this particular map versus his opponent, DDE. I like that name. You can get really dramatic with that.
Yeah, you can slow it down and lower your voice and everything.
You could whisper it in a sensual jazz style. DDE.
Do anything, really.
Oh, yeah. He's in the red trunks, playing Terran to the north.
What other styles can you do DDE in?
We could do it.
Like you're a jukebox and like put my £1 in.
Well, yeah, it's like which DDE style? Put it on shuffle. Yeah, we could do it in a sort of really, really exciting style called DDE. A sort of WWE style. I can just see it. This match is scheduled for one fall. In the red corner, we have DDE, weighing 87 pounds.
Yeah, because he's a gamer.
Indeed. Not exactly the heavyweight in this particular. White Ra, I wouldn't call White Ra heavyweight either, but he's very tall. Scary tall.
He's very tall. He's quite skinny, actually, White Ra, to be honest. I think he spends too much time playing rather than eating or traveling. Well, he's quite a skinny individual.
He likes the pool as well, as we've seen.
We have
sun
seen
lounges.
Banana hammock here and there.
Yeah, and why not?
Why not?
If you're White Ra, why not?
You can do anything when you have that ID.
They see him balling. They love him. What can I say? Nobody hates the White Ra. And if they do, we will hunt them down and kill them.
It's like if Deezer wore a banana hammock. You know, it's just
maybe
not the
people
same
might
effect.
like him. Well, I don't know. People might like him if he acted that way. Well, there you go.
Trolling streamers and wearing banana hammocks. Sick life you have.
I would have a bit more respect for him if he did that. You know, he just needs to do it and start wearing a selection of hats, and then the community will rapidly swing around in his favor. We know the community is a fickle beast. Oh, White Ra, I think not. No, DDE tries to get a little bit of harassment on there.
No Marine. Really interesting here. What are you planning? Is he going straight reactor, which I think he may? Oh no, okay, that was weird. That was really weird.
That's a late Marine, isn't it?
Yeah, I think because the probe should have left by now because that's when the Marine should have finished. I think that's what he was banking on. But then the probe kind of stayed. So
it's a Macarax.
This is interesting.
But it's a weird Macarax. This is not the kind of Macarax I would usually expect on Metalopolis. Macarax, by the way, known for Maca Prime, of course. But this proxy barracks right here, the positioning is weird. This is a 3... no, I was going to say, I almost thought that was another barracks coming down. No. Is this a 3 racks all in? Like, no. But the positioning of that barracks is highly unusual.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone straight for that Marauder. He will want to get concussive shells in him. He's going to go 2 racks pressure. And from what White Ra has seen so far with that probe, the thing is, though, that the probe is still alive.
It lives.
Still alive.
It lives. And it's going to spot only one. It's going to see there's something researching. And it's going to say, is there an expansion coming down? Where's your expansion? Where's your money?
Kill.
White Ra's probe from hell right here. But he'll be able to scout. He's going to juke. He's going to juke. Will this be a Dota-style juke? Will he be able to get around? No, he will not. It's a shame. There you go. He needs to play a little bit more Hon, I think, and then he'll... Actually, no. That's the equivalent of going into the bushes right there in League of Legends, so he needs to be playing that.
So a lot of Marauder pressures coming out now. 2 barracks Marauder pressure. And White Ra not fooling around. Not going to 1-gate expo. He's going to throw down these 3 gateways on 1 gas, which means that he's probably going to be looking for a robotics facility as well, which means... Warp Prism, because that's what he does all the time. So as he reaches 100 gas now, we'll have to see, does he throw down that robotics facility? I suppose he's going to. He loves this style on this map as well.
Pressure coming in right here. A couple of SCVs in the mix. Could be looking for some light bunker work, and it will find no expansion to pressure. It will be able to place some bunkers at the bottom, but I very much doubt White Ra's going to let that get up. He has a sentry there, so Force Field could very easily be deployed. It's going to wait.
Oh, nice by DDE there. Moves down just in time. Really nice.
He was almost baiting. Baiting the force field, I feel, there. That was nicely done there by him. And yes, he will be delayed for the time being. And these guys are not actually fighting. No, they are repairing each other, as you can see. And he does have a second sentry there, and that was nice. He was able to at least nullify the effect of this one Marauder right here. That said, he doesn't have a lot of firepower at his disposal. Sentry trying to work its way through the Marauder armor. Another sentry taken out. There's the warp in right there to defend, and that should hold unless this SCV does something highly heroic.
Yeah, and now White Ra's going to expand, but 2 Marauders there as well, keeping the pressure on, and they're consistently keeping the pressure on. DD behind this can expand very, very easily now, as we're going to see very, very shortly, but the pressure from these Marauders is delaying the expansion, may force White Ra to throw down that Warp Prism, but at the moment he needs every kind of resource he can get into these units, and it's delaying the expo so much.
Yeah, it really is. I'm liking DDE's pressure a lot, and the placement of that barracks was unorthodox, and it looks like it has paid dividends, regardless of the fact that White Ra did go with the 3 gateways because he wasn't sure exactly what was going on. And White Ra forced into this defensive position. This is, of course, a pure Marauder force, which is good against both of these things. So that's something to consider. The meat shield of White Ra is rapidly melting, and that's a good focus fire right there by DDE. Takes down one Stalker, looks for another. However, White Ra is able to get a lot of good hits in there. That one falls to pieces, drives him into the corner, and a good hold and defense. But as you said, that did hold off that expansion quite significantly. But look at this.
Yeah, it's good. It's a nice build. Nice pressure from DDE. It does get the expansion up, and
the thing is that has not been building at all. Did White Ra somehow snipe off the SCV?
No, what it was is that he just thought. Well, I don't know what he should have kind of pulled.
He's thinking about a counterattack, maybe.
He pulled the SCV off to build the bunker just in case there was a counterattack, because he did manage to get the information that there is a lot of units warping in. He noticed that the 4th gate warped in as well, and he saw the warp-ins from that and was like, all right, there's 4 gates. You know, that can be a lot of counterattack pressure. So he thought the bunker was more relevant to that
he
at
pulled
the
it
current
off
time.
there. Yeah, it was interesting. It delayed that command center quite significantly to the point where that's almost nullified the time advantage he had right there. The Nexus is almost caught up to that.
Yeah, the probe count, he's been chrono boosting the probes a little bit, is at 34 to 29 SCVs, double to command, but he's ahead in terms of, well, he's getting the engineering bay, he's going to be able to go for that immediate +1, and also for the turret, which is kind of where Tilo fell down, kind of going for this heavy barracks pressure, and kind of forgot about the engineering bay, which is going to throw down the turret very, very shortly for sure. A couple of bunkers have been added on as well, because we are looking at a lot of chrono boost being gone and sent into the 4 gateways, which means a lot of units are being warped in right now.
Yep, let's see
no
exactly.
probes in production, so...
Yeah, but pressure could very well be coming in right there. The 3 bunkers being put down by DDE. However, this attack will hit before this bunker completes, which will be very nice for him. And there we go. We've got DDE trying to hold this one with Marauders. That's his strategy, and that actually gave him the time he needed to get those bunkers up. Those force fields preventing the Marauders from going in. They're going to quickly jump into the bunkers and rain down some fire right there on White Ra's attacking forces. White Ra's gone back to building probes and is now putting down a Twilight Council. So I don't think he's under any illusions that he can throw himself up against this line over and over again.
No, he knows that he can't bust it, and that was very smart from DDE to get the double bunkers up there to help it kind of push the number up to 3. And White Ra immediately sees, oh, you're Marauder heavy. What's good against Marauders? Well, charge lots. So he throws down a Twilight Council. Is going to be going for Zealot speed very, very shortly here, as that's the best defense against all these Marauders. They are so cost effective. And once their upgrades start flowing on Zealots, when they get +1, +2, +3, they are the most cost-effective game that Protoss can have in this matchup, because it's like 100 minerals for a Zealot, and they are so good.
Yeah, they're good against both Marines and Marauders as well, so that's something to consider. And if DDE is manipulating his opponent once again into going down one route and then switching his build to another, which, I mean, he's going more Marine heavy now than he was Marauder. He's not actually building any Marauders at the moment. He's throwing down a Starport as well. Then I don't know if that's going to work out for him, because it looks like he's going right through to Templar Archives. This is not Chargelets yet, and actually he's had the gas for quite some time to go Chargelet, and he hasn't done it. He's going for Templar. Yeah,
this is interesting. He's just going to kind of completely neglect the fact that he can go charge. Let's have a look what he does with his Templar Archive now. If he immediately goes for Storm, yes, he does, grabs it immediately. Smart. And is going to start getting High Templar into the game, warping them in now as well, start to build up that energy. And this is going to be cool, because there's no Ghost Academy. There is nothing to prevent this. And he hasn't done this yet in the series whatsoever, has not brought in High Templar at all, which is going to really change things around.
I'm willing to put it out there and say that that was DDE trying to manipulate his opponent into going down one route again, and this time it looks like White Ra has turned the tables by going down a completely different route, and this is going to really hurt. Marine Marauder Medevac versus Storms, not so great.
Yeah, I mean, he did get a scan down and see the Twilight Council, so he's like, all right, well, I guess what follows next? It's like Zealot Charge. They're like the same kind of thing I fell into there. Well, no, that's not going to happen here.
The Scouting Factory might make its way in there, though. No, he's turned it around. That is unfortunate. He could have afforded to go all the way in there. He would have seen the Templar Archives. He does not have that information, and as a direct result, he is not reacting to it.
And this push is going to come out now to kind of hit usually around the same time that a third base is put down, as we can see, and the same time that Zealot Charge is near completion. So a timing attack coming out from DDE now, especially as +1 is finished. But the problem is, these High Templars, and he has no idea. Look at these storms getting ready to go down.
Oh, DDE moves out of that for the most part, charges a few units in there to try and do some damage. He did at least see them a fraction of a second before the storms went off thanks to the medevacs. So storm damage is not horrendous at the minute. Some damage being done, but nothing major. And an interesting pick from DDE, he's going for an armor as opposed to immediately throwing it down. There's the Ghost Academy.
Yeah, needs to bring in Ghost immediately to play against these High Templar, otherwise it will not work. White Raw under a bit of pressure does morph an Archon. Does not have time to kind of regenerate the mana of these High Templars. Third base is up and has been scouted from DDE.
Vulnerability.
So he's definitely going to be looking to go there. Will White Raw be able to get there? He does not have Zealot Charge. He does not have upgrades. And DDE is going to... No, this is going down.
That's dead. That's dead. Nice timing there by DDE. Heading in there, immediately annihilating the Nexus.
Fast.
It's a lot of units. They've got +1. He tends to get this +1 quite nice and early. And a big ball like that, huge amount of damage potential on a Stim.
And look at this. The Zealots all been walked in to deal with this little pressure here. Stim Marines just run past. But this is pretty difficult for White Raw now. He's having to take the gold as a bit of a kind of a, oh my god, I'm falling behind in economy.
Yep.
But the same thing is this nice little army here from DDE could get caught off guard by storms here.
Potentially, there's not a huge number of storms, and the thing is, DDE so fast, and he deliberately stims through that storm to try and pick off that High Templar. So that means that there's only one left, so we're not getting another Archon out of that. However, this force is quite worn down, and it's looking to try and take refuge up here on the higher ground. There's a force field to divide it, but they are now able to fight from the high ground, so that actually ended up working against White Raw somewhat. Several losses there, including the Archon.
Yeah, now he's just about to finish up this +1 armor. He's waiting for this units to come down, but, you know, the Zealots and everything, the engagements from White Raw in these past 3 games have been really poor, to be honest. Not really looking for the best fights available to him. And we do have a drop about to come into the main base of White Raw. Currently does have 2 cannons because it is close by. He realizes that threat, so that will help out a lot. But at the same time, these units are going to kill these gateways and pylons so fast.
And here comes DDE to attack this base as well. And White Raw's pulled all of his forces back, which means that gold is down too. He did walk right into that storm. A lot of damage done there, but that is toast.
Another base gone down. Meanwhile, the third base for DDE up and running is at 66 probes versus a miserable, currently 50 probes for White Raw. That is so low at 17 minutes in the game, and he cannot get a third up to actually do anything here. And DDE outplaying White Raw, coming back from 2-0 down to look in a fantastic position in this final game.
It's pretty damn heroic effort, I've got to say, from DDE right here, and it's looking ever more likely that we're going to see a rematch in the finals with SCi3 versus DDE. But we'll see what happens. Don't count White Raw out yet. He's definitely not out of the game, no question.
No way whatsoever. He's getting a third base up now. He's taking a fourth as well. DD does have an advantage with his economy, but Chrono Boost can easily change that. And a simple storm. In this matchup, 1 AMP, 1 storm can change everything.
Yes, it can.
So even though a player looks so far ahead, if he misses an AMP or walks into a huge storm, that's it, game over. It's such a fragile matchup, which is why it's so good.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. We'll have a look at army composition. We see that army supply, very equal. It's the worker supply that's really been hurting White Raw lately. These 3 fully operational bases are all on orbital commands right here. And I would imagine DDE will try and gear up to take a 4th. In the meantime, though, there's a double expansion right here from White Raw. Re-expanding to this 3rd, then taking his 4th. Did try and take the goal, which was nullified right there. We have a look at the losses. White Raw has lost significantly more resources, and that's going to hurt him in the long run. He's going to need to get all of these bases up and then mine as hard as he can.
That is so good. That scan there, that one robotics bay is like the worst thing for a Terran to deal with. The sudden tech switch, because of Chrono Boost, because you can get double robotics facility and switch into Colossus so fast. It's like hardly any time to react and get Vikings out, and you can lose the game there and then. That scan was just perfect. Just as robotics bay finishes, the timing was of course by luck that he threw a scan down there, but that information changes everything, because now he knows I have about 1 minute to go and do a lot of damage before any Colossus come out.
Oh yes, and he's going to have to clean up this little bit of harassment at the moment, which is a bit of a delay right there. But his army is large. It is larger than White Raw's. It is heavily upgraded. It is 1-1 already. He is looking for level 2 weapons, and he's well on the way to getting it. And there are ghosts in the mix. There are going to be 7 in total when this lands, and that's a lot of EMPs.
A lot of EMPs will melt this army so fast. It's all going to come down to that High Templar versus Ghosts, and a bit of kind of pressure once again from White Raw, moving a single Zealot up.
Nice.
There are a couple of Marines there on low health, but with the SCi3 should be able to clean that up quite easily.
Yep, the singles are actually blocked off the gold expansion for a while as well. And I'm liking that harassment there from White Ra. Every little bit helps when trying to catch up against DDE right here. We're going to have 3 robotics facilities in total right here from White Ra, and he's going to be on 4 bases. That could be 3 Colossus at a time. I'm surprised he hasn't grabbed his gas down the bottom in order to support that kind of growth right there. But he should be okay for the moment.
Scary, scary attack about to come down.
That's huge, and there's a lot of ghosts in it as well. That's 7 in total, and they do have Mobius reactors, plenty of energy available. Another Starbot coming in. A small expeditionary force could get caught off guard, but there we go. EMP actually misses. The second EMP does damage, and there's the Storm versus EMP, a devastating Storm on the right flank right there. The Archon pushing its way into the side right there, but the meat shield is mostly gone. Will DDE be able to break it? He takes 1 Colossus. He takes a second. He cleans it up. Very nicely done there by DDE.
And a bit of lag there as well, and that lag basically, I mean, that's the signal. The game is going to be over because White Ra has just got smashed. That's it. His army's gone. The transition to Colossus could never happen. There's actually 3 robotics facilities out right now pumping Colossus out. 1 minute later, DDE could have lost the game, to be honest.
It was well timed.
He knew the timing. He saw the robotics bay go down. Hits perfect. And congratulations to DDE moving on to the final. It's going to be so good for him to have that rematch versus SCi3. And unfortunately for White Ra, he's not had a good day today. WCG, and now this devastating loss right now because he's so far behind.
He is really, really far behind.
He's on 2 bases, like 2 Nexus, but they have no minerals. He's on literally 1 mining base. He has the army count, if you look at the army supply, 53 versus 102. The economy has now got a gold base up and running for DDE. He is just so far ahead. He's in a different world.
It would take a miracle right now for White Ra to come back from this. Yes, he did just build 3 Colossus, but honestly, with the amount of medivacs available there, the amount of drop potential, the amount of just raw ground units on the field, this is going to be his big attack. There is a reasonable amount of Zealots in this mix, and there are Archons as well to take a lot of damage. He's going to go for this big push and try and do as much damage as he can to work his way back into this game. But yeah, as you said, DDE is holding all the cards right now, and it's going to require something pretty spectacular for White Ra to come back into it.
And not bringing medivacs to the fight is probably the worst thing in the world you can do despite having EMPs. What is going on?
Oh my god, White Ra is actually doing a lot of damage right here. SCi's coming in, but that's it. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Not bringing your medivacs, not a useful thing to do.